Standing here on Beaumont Farm Road, just towards the end of the causeway here, where the river meets the lake, Muskoka River and the Muskoka Lake. We're in really one of the most heavily affected areas, so we're seeing some of the most intense flooding right here on Beaumont Farm Road. We've been all week with the soldiers filling, collecting, delivering and stacking sandbags in an attempt to get ahead of what was thought might be a significant rainfall yesterday, but fortunately it seems to have held off, and we're now just shoring up walls, checking on people, making sure they're okay and that they're still prepared to live out in what potentially might be a couple more days of rain, and hopefully we're looking more towards a continually, gradually decreasing water level in the area.
Thank you so much for what you guys are doing.
No problem. If you need anything from us, just give us a call, okay?
Thank you.
All right, ma'am, you take care.
I think the only thing I can really describe it as, it's been a little bit surreal. It's been a cottage property. It's been in my wife's family since the late 60s. And obviously it doesn't normally look like this. So we were up for Easter weekend, saw high water, thought, well, the water is certainly coming up, but hadn't anticipated it was going to continue going the way it is now. And came back up on Monday and sort of battened down the hatches as much as we could, and came back up on Wednesday now to try to get the pumps going and keep as much water out as we can.
So essentially we've used the assault boat to get into the water so we could actually do a damage assessment to see how much damage has been done or caused by the flooding that has happened. And so far we could tell that the water level is very high, but because of the vegetation, the natural vegetation in and around the river, it's prevented a lot of erosion control. So there's not a lot of damage by erosion control, but you could see that the odd trees have fallen into the water, and so it's not surprising. I actually thought that there might have been more damage based upon the high levels of water, but it's holding up really good.
Priority has been let's get those walls built, let's get ahead of the curve and make sure that people's homes are protected. This is the first day we've really had a chance to get the boats out and see what's happening, what kind of erosion's happening out on the river in particular, and out on the lake, what kind of flotsam has pushed out onto the lake. And that's really the purpose of today's trip out on the boats, was just to see what's happening from the shoreline, if we can get a sense of whether or not the erosion is as significant as it perhaps seems from the land itself. We have to assess every day with our provincial colleagues and with Mayor Smith and his team as to what's required. But the bottom line is we're not going to leave until it's appropriate.